Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Remy Chukwunyere. I am the Executive Director of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. I want to officially welcome you to another edition of the Leadership Show today. Like we announced before, our conversation shall be focused on access to finance, which is an important issue that concerns every business, regardless of the size or the location. Funding is a critical challenge for many small businesses, and that is why many of them, around the world, no matter how innovative, do not see the light of the day. To discuss this important factor in the survival of SMEs is Mr. Seye Olurotomi, the founder and CEO of MSME Africa, a multifaceted resource platform that provides capacity building and funding opportunities to entrepreneurs and startup founders across the African continent. His passion for entrepreneurship is evident in his appointment as a mentor for the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, Cherie Blair Foundation's Women in Business Program, the Faith Foundation's Entrepreneurship Program, Leap Africa's Social Innovators Program, and Mentoring Africa Foundation. Over the years, our guest, Seye, has successfully impacted about 300,000 entrepreneurs with capacity development, training, coaching, consulting, and mentoring interventions. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to the show. My name is Remy Chukwune, and our guest is Chief Seye Olurotomi. Seye, you're welcome once again.
Good afternoon, and thank you for giving me a chieftaincy title without paying for it. It's good to be here, and I consider it a privilege.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Sheye, for joining us on the show. Just like I asked, I said Sheye seems to be grounded in this ecosystem, and I was wondering why, for over 20 years, I've been in this ecosystem. Our paths have never crossed. Sheye, can you tell us how come? Why are you in hiding? That I never got to know about you.
Well, I wish I can explain why, but the ecosystem is quite big, and every one of us is just trying to play their own part. So some are doing capacity development, some are doing media, some are providing resources, some are. I mean, all of us are just playing our part. So it's a big one, and like you said, I'm quite surprised we've not met. But of course, there's always a day to meet. Now we have met today, and I'm sure we're going to keep this friendship and relationship for as long as it can be.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited meeting you, and for me, I say it's a privilege to meet you. One more, one important friend has been added to my list. I'm so happy about that.
I'm
Okay,
equally excited.
okay. I just said a brief about you. I don't know if there's another thing that you would like the audience to know about you. Apart from the things I've just said, how you are
I think
impacting. Okay, go ahead.
okay.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much about me. But if there is anything I want to say, because people would ask me, how come you're just doing a lot of stuff for MSMEs? I mean, it's like I'm living my life to do everything for MSMEs, and everybody is asking. And I said it's actually from a pain point. I started running a business in 2011,
Hmm.
and 3 years down the line, I had to drop the business and go pick up a job. And of course, like 2 3 years afterwards, I came back to running a business, and I found out that there is a gap. There are a lot of things I did not know. There are a lot of opportunities I did not take advantage of. There are things I should have known before running a business or even along the line. So when I came back to run a business, I told myself, if I'm just going to help the next entrepreneur, the next set of people to know how to run a business, provide resources for them, provide capacity development for them, I'm going to do it. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. We started MSME Africa to be a platform where we can have entrepreneurs, especially those within the MSME bracket, come and get resources, get to know about the latest opportunities in town, be guided on how to how to run those things and how to apply for them. That's what basically I try to do.
Hmm. Fantastic, fantastic. And I'm sure, from the profile that I just read, you have made so much impact in the lives of entrepreneurs here in the country. That's really amazing. Congratulations, congratulations once again.
Thank you so very much.
Okay, so let's go into the nitty gritty, the issues of the moment. We're talking about access to finance. So, why is this a major challenge for young entrepreneurs in Nigeria and in Africa? Why is it a major challenge?
Okay, so I would first say that Africa is a peculiar place. Nigeria is a peculiar place. And why do I say that? So they run businesses in other climes. It's not like they don't have challenges, but a lot of the things that are challenges for us, they are things they can readily pick on the table. What do I mean? So if you want to access finance in Nigeria, for instance, today, I'm sure you know how much percentage you would be paying as interest, whether you are getting a loan or you are getting some other form of financing. So access to finance is a problem because it is not readily available. Also, because of the fact that we have a lot of cost attached to businesses around here, you just find out that you cannot really run a business if your finance is not tight. What do I mean? Does it mean that in other places they don't need finance? Yes, they do, but we have a lot of costs that we are grappling with that are not problems for them in those places. For instance, you can get loans in some other climes, developed climes, for zero to nothing, as in almost nothing when it comes to interest. It can be as low as 2%, 3% per annum. But in Nigeria, we'll be talking about double digits in so many places. Then, apart from that, according to a report by PwC in 2020, you look at the various costs that are involved in running a small business in Nigeria, you might just want to shout. That report says that 21% of the cost of MSMEs go into electricity. So if you are spending 21% of your cost on electricity, you have other costs to take care of, like those guys that will just show up in front of your store, in front of your business, and say you need to settle us. And then you also need to look at the regulatory authorities that are meant to officially you're meant to register with this regulatory authority for 10,000, but by the time you want to interact with them, it becomes 50,000 because they will always make sure that it's not easy for you to get those things done. And so you have to go through a third and something. So when you look at all of this cost, you find out that you really need to have a lot of finance to run business in Nigeria, in Africa. So access to finance is a big deal because in other places, if you just have a good idea, you have VCs, you have some other people waiting to finance it for you, so to say.
Okay. Okay. I think that's really interesting to know. I've not had this before, but I'm happy that you just told me now. The cost of electricity is about 21%.
One
For
percent.
yeah, that's really. Oh, I never thought about this. 21%, as huge as 21. And then the unofficial tax agents, that come to disturb you from the local government, from
Honestly,
even communities. That's
it's a
really
lot.
an issue. Yeah, that's an issue for us. I think when the time comes, I will let you know what advice you have for the government. So, but now it's very clear. All these things you have said, they are really what are obtainable in the country. And then talking about the lending rates, double digits, while in some places you said about 2%. Imagine, even when we are celebrating that some of the DFIs are offering single digit, but up as much as 9%, even 8%. But in some places, you said that the rate is about 2%, the interest rate.
Yes.
You can imagine if we have that happening in the country, that will really, oh no, that would be a boost, to so many businesses that are upcoming. I think what you said is correct. Okay, so let's look at, we want you to let us know the access to finance opportunities that we have in the country. Like I said, it's unfortunate that most young people or even women entrepreneurs, because that's my community, we work with young and women entrepreneurs. Now, most of them are not aware of access to finance opportunities that exist in the country. So, can you open their eyes to some of these opportunities?
Okay, so when you talk about access to finance, we just probably want to look at the different opportunities or different channels through which we can access finance for businesses, so that we are not narrow minded. Because when you say access to finance, the next thing somebody is thinking of is that microfinance bank. Yeah, that's a tool of finance, that's a channel, but we have a lot more. So we can talk about family and friends, and that's what I would usually advise people to start with. Start with family and friends. Start with your personal savings. That's the first level of finance that you should access when you're starting a business. All right. So your personal savings, let's say for instance, you've been running, you have a paid employment, you want to go into business. How much have you saved for yourself? Then talk to family, talk to friends, people who believe in you. And of course, your character comes to place. You can talk with them. Then the second platform for accessing finance is what we call the early customers. Some of us really need to learn how to use this. Early customers are people that are just willing to stake everything on you. They have not tested what you've done before, but they believe that since it's coming from you, you can get it done. So I know people that want to start a business and they don't have anything to even set up an office and do anything, but they just sold the idea to me. And somebody said, "Yeah, I'm going to need this solution. So, how much are you going to do it for me?" I say 5 million. The guy says, "Okay, take this 3 million and get it done. And then when you finish, I give you the balance." That's an early customer that is willing to stick something into my business. So I can use that early customer as a source of finance also for my business. The next one I will talk about is financial institution. And so when you talk about financial institution, you talk about commercial banks, the microfinance banks, and of course all these loan apps. But you need to be careful when you're approaching these guys because their rates are usually very high, and then they expect you to start paying almost immediately you get the loan. So the next month they want you to start paying, and at that point you might probably have not made so much from the business, and then you find out that you are practically working for them, because whatever you make, by the time the month ends, you are paying back the a part of the principal with interest. So you might just end up working for the bank. You need to know the state that you are before you start getting finance from financial institution. The next one would be angel investors. Angel investors are people are who are magnanimous, that they want to invest in your business, but their terms are not so stringent. Okay, so your angel investor could be your uncle, who really feel you know what you're doing and says, "Okay, this thing that you're doing, I want to invest 5 million into it, and then in 1 year we can come back and talk, and then you're going to return the money back to me with some interest." That's an angel investor, someone that you don't have to do all the presentations in the world to get funding from them. So we have a lot of angel investors here and there. We have association of angel investors in Nigeria, in Lagos, in different parts. So, and there are those ones that are not formal too. The one that is probably a rich person you know around, that you can convince that if you put this money into my business, you would get your return. Okay. Then the next one I will talk about is grant. Grant is funding that you are not meant to repay. So you can get grant from different organizations. You have some NGOs that do grant. You have some donors here and there who can. And then for you to get grant, you must be able to prove that whatever you're doing has some sort of benefit to the society, or what business you are into is actually promising. Nobody wants to give you a grant if they are not sure you are going to be making impact on the community, or what you're doing is promising. Okay. Then we want to talk about venture capitalist, which seems like the in thing now. So you get to know that this particular startup has gotten 3 million funding from so investors. Paystack has gotten so funding from this particular investor. Flutterwave has got. These are money coming from venture capitalists. A venture capitalist is somebody that wants to invest in your business in return for equity. So let's say you own the business 100%. The guy says, "I'm going to invest $2 million and I'm going to get 25% of the business." So what it means is that whatever profit you make, whatever return you make, I'm getting 25% of it. And sometimes they also want to put someone on the board to check what you guys are doing. They also will come sometimes with advisory services just to monitor and see that their fund in your business is not channeled the wrong way and you're doing well with it. Another source of funding, right? Another access to financing is through accelerators and incubators. What do I mean? So you have this program set up to train entrepreneurs. You have the like of Tony Elumelu Foundation, even Faith Foundation. Founders Institute. They train you for a couple of months. Let me give the example of Tony Elumelu Foundation. So you're in the program for like 1 year. You go through a process of learning how to run a business. You are assigned to a mentor and all sort of what have you, such that at the end of the 1 year, you have learned how to run a business. And then after then, we can now give you the money. It could be a grant, it could be an investment that you're meant to return. That's an accelerator and incubator. Some incubators will provide a workspace for you, provide some other services for you that you don't have to pay for immediately. That's also another access to capital. They are not giving you raw cash, but the things you're meant to pay for, like office space, like legal services, and some other things, they can take care of it for you. They will also train you. That's another source of financing. Then I need to talk about the last one, which is financing through contests, challenges, competition. So tomorrow you can just hear that Ugwumba Foundation wants to do a contest for entrepreneurs, and then the first five will get 1 million naira. That's some sort of funding from contests and challenges. And what you're expected to do is to display that you know what you're doing, you are good at what you're doing, and then when such money is put into your business, it's going to make a lot of sense for whoever is doing it for you. So pretty much those are just the sources of funding available to SMEs in Nigeria. So they are a lot more than just going to the bank or dipping into your pocket. I hope I've been able to do justice to that question.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. This is really interesting. I'm sure that our audience, those that are listening, especially the young entrepreneurs, in the Wumba community, I'm sure they are learning. I've always thought that, if you have an idea, no matter how innovative it is, you need to put your money first. Put your money first. If you're a student, you have
That's it.
what do you call it? You have stipends, you have allowances. Put your money in that your idea to an extent people can see what you are talking about. That idea, people can see it and be able to connect with it. If that is not done, if it is still in your head, it will be difficult for even your mother, your father to give you money to invest
Exactly.
in the business. So I'm happy you said that. If that is done, then your relations will be able to support you before you even come out to look for money from other sources. I think this is very, very interesting. Okay, so at this juncture, permit me to go to the comment section. Let's see what people are saying. I'm sure there are some people here. Oh, wonderful. Okay, Aaron Elekwachi, good to see you. Happy to be here. Fantastic, Aaron. This is from Teresa Abona. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Teresa. How are you? This is Adetayo B. Miss Ade. Hello, my people. Please kindly help me with any amount. Okay. Okay. Don't worry. We are going to send you to the bank. You go there and ask for money. Okay. This is
Interest.
okay. Entrepreneurship and career coach. Great to be here. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. This is from Posmos Osuji. Happy to be here today. Okay, Posmos, thank you for always being part of the show. This is from Chidebere Asochuku. Glad to be here. Very good. I hope you people are learning. That's what I want to hear. I want to know if you're learning, not just welcoming yourself. Ernest, happy to be here. Thank you. This is from Carlos White. My business closed now because of finance. I need money. Okay. So, Carlos, I'm sure you have heard what our guest said. So there are so many other sources of raising fund. I'm sure after here you'll be able to go look for them. Okay. This is from Godwin Oyekwere, aka the governor. Great content, well laid out, and I agree with the guest 100%. He's one of our facilitators. Oyekwere, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. Okay, this is Lillian Anefu. Thank you, Mr. Cherie. Oh, good, 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 good. This is Jennifer Kangrot. Oh, Jennifer is our Ugwumba Women Coordinator in Plateau State. I couldn't have been anywhere else. Thank you, Jennifer. Wonderful. Okay, this is awesome. Chidi. Okay, good. So, okay, let me take a few more before we go back. This is from Thank God. So glad to be part of this session. I look forward to it. Thank God. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are going to come back to you guys. If you have questions, we are more interested in your questions. If you have questions, please put them up because we have an expert, in the house to deal with your questions. Please stop welcoming yourself. Ask questions. Okay, now, Shay, okay, good. There's something I wouldn't fail to point out. I don't know how you got to know that we have a challenge that is coming up. Yeah, it has already started because the call for applications
Wow.
has been announced. We do it every year. This is the fourth edition. And since 2018, this started, we have empowered over 5,000 young entrepreneurs. Those of them that come for the boot camp and then compete for the support, financial support. We have empowered them. And that is making a lot of impacts across the country. And this year, the fourth edition has been announced. The applications will close by 20th of October. That's in a few days. We will close and start the training. And then, just like you said, is another source of funding for young entrepreneurs because we target
Definitely.
18 to 45 years, 18 to young people and women who are between 18 and 45, who have ideas that we can help transform into business ventures and social enterprises. So that's what we do at the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. Thank you so much for reminding me about the challenge that is ongoing. Don't worry. Okay,
Wow.
so
I think I should
yeah,
commend you for that. That's commendable.
thank you so much. I'm sure you're going to be part of this year's edition.
I would love to. I would love to.
Okay, good, good. We will discuss that after now. Okay, so some SMEs are classified as not investment ready. They are not ready for investment. So, can you let our audience know what that means so that they can get their own?
Okay, so when you talk about investment readiness, a lot of things are involved. But before I answer that question, I found out that I left out something with regards to access
Okay,
to finance. So I just want to bring
okay,
it home when it comes to Nigeria. There are some specific finance opportunities that we can actually explore. There is MSME Development Fund, and it's actually in various tracks. I mean, the whole thing was set up in the wake of COVID-19, and I know there are some of the tracks that are still running. So the MSM Development Fund is actually meant to help people who had a lot of who suffered some from some sort of setback during COVID and even beyond that. Okay, so you have the MSME Development Fund, and it's in different tracks. You have the one that is payroll support. So if you are an entrepreneur and you have people on your payroll that you could not pay their salary, that fund will ensure that you're able to pay their salary for like 3 months. Okay, that's one. There is also the guaranteed offtake track that ensures that if you're into, let's say for instance, you are into farming, they would give you what you need to produce, and also ensure that when you produce, they take off the product from you and sell it for you. That's the guaranteed offtake. So you don't bother your head trying to look for who to buy from you. Just like providing capital for you to do a business, also providing a market for you to sell to. That is still available. So these are opportunities flying up and down. But a lot of us are very, very pessimistic and skeptical. There is also the Youth Investment Fund. That's 75 billion naira, and I know the application is on a rolling basis. So you might just want to check Youth Investment Fund. It's domiciled under the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Somebody needs to go check that out and find out when the next application opens. It's 75 billion naira. I'm also aware that recently the African Development Bank is awarding $500 million to tech powered businesses in Nigeria, $500 million. Okay, so if you are doing anything that is related to tech, you might want to check out how that works. And then last week, Google also announced that they have $1 billion they want to invest in Nigeria. Is it Nigeria or Africa? I think it's in Africa, $1 billion. So if you are doing anything that is tech powered, you might just want to plug into that. I thought to mention that. All right, so when you talk about being investment ready, what does it mean? Why do we say SMEs are not investment ready? As long as we want to say government is not doing what they should do or the banks are not serious, we might also want to look at the way of some MSMEs and the way they run their businesses. So the report I quoted earlier from PwC says part of what it says is that the MSME sector has a funding gap. Okay, the funding gap in 2018 was 617.3 billion. That's the funding gap for small businesses in Nigeria. That's how much is not available to be accessed, right? That's 617.3 funding gap in 2018. But the interesting thing is that this particular amount is not up to 1% of the total credit given out by a bank in that same year. What does it mean? So if you are saying this particular sector has a funding gap of 617 billion, but the total amount given out by the bank, this amount is just less than 1%. So what it tells me is either the banks are not serious or the MSMEs are not meeting up with the terms of the bank to access the loan, okay, to access financing from the banks. So it's either of the two things. But I know that some MSMEs are not actually ready for loan, they are not ready for any facility, and they are not ready for investment. So what does it mean to be investment ready? Number one, you must have structure around your business. Nobody wants to invest in a business where everything is all about you. And so it's Seye Olurotomi and company. I'm the HR manager, I'm the head of finance. And if I don't go to the office for 2 days, the business will collapse. Nobody wants to invest in that kind of business. So for you to be ready, you have to have structure around your business. That's number one. You must also have what we call the MVP, minimum viable product. So if you want to set up a business and you want to scale, you want people to invest into your business, you must have what we call the minimum viable product, the MVP. That is what tells me that you are ready. Okay. So if you're saying that I have a particular product that is going to reach 1 million Africans, let me see what you have done with MVP. Let me see that you have reached at least 1,000 people, how much traction you have gained. When I see that, then I can say that you are investment ready. Okay. I need to see what you have done from the beginning. Don't just give me an idea and say I should bring money. You must show me your MVP. Number one is you must have a marketing plan. A lot of us don't have marketing plan. You just hope that, well, if I wake up today, I just do some social media posts or I go to my shop, people will come and buy. No investor wants to invest in your business if they don't see how you're going to make money through marketing. That is another thing about being investment ready. Then, of course, what are your projections? Being investment ready means you are ready to show me your book and tell me what you intend to achieve in the next 5 years. And then, when you're showing me those figures, you should be able to interpolate and show me from what you are achieving right now how you intend to scale and achieve that. You're not just building castle in the air. So, show me your projections. Then, of course, very important, show me what your record has been. I want to know your ratio. How profitable has your business been over the years? What are your ratios? Let me give an example. Somebody approached us in MSME Africa and says that they are setting up a business in Nigeria. They are into credit rating, some form of informal credit rating, where they rate you and then they introduce you to banks and some other financiers. And the guy says they came to Nigeria and then they had a pilot with about 200 MSMEs. To see what they can do for them. And out of these 200 people, they could not even pick 10 because most of them, they ask them, what is your turnover for last year? They don't know. How many customers do you have? They don't know. How much do you plan to generate next year? They don't know. So when you don't have all of these figures, when you don't have all of these facts, when you don't have a report, you are not investment ready. Investors are looking for a business where if they invest, they will get returns from it. So being investment ready means that you have your books in order, you have your records in order, and you're able to defend them. Of course, there is a document we call a pitch deck that shows that you are ready. It shows all of these things I've mentioned. Then another thing that shows that you're investment ready is the quality of your team. When investors are coming, they want to look at your team and say, okay, this guy has so number of years of experience, then the other team members have this number of experience. We are sure that when we put our money in this business, these guys are knowledgeable enough to run the business profitably and they will do the best because of their experience and expertise. So your management team and of course your board is what investors are looking for. When they see all of that, they believe that you're investment ready and they are ready to put in their money. All right. But when they don't see all of these things, they will tell you you are not investment ready. So your board, your management, your structure, your figures, your projections, your marketing plan, those are the things that investors look at and say, this guy is investment ready. this one is not investment ready.
Mm. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. This is really amazing. I'm happy the way you are churning them out. And I'm sure that everyone listening to us, can we'll go home happy for the time spent on this show this afternoon. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheye, for the stuff that you are releasing. They are really, educative and also very, very encouraging, for our young people that are listening to us there. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on a short break before we come back. Sorry, and when we come back, I will go to the comment section and see what the people are saying. Just 1 minute. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are reaching you from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. And our guest on the show is an SME branding specialist. I'm talking about Mr. Seye Olurotomi, the CEO of MSME Africa. And I'm sure you are happy to be on the show this afternoon. If you're not here, please, if you know anyone that is supposed to be here, but is not yet here on the show, please go and bring them, because this is something you pay money to hear, but you are getting it free of charge, courtesy of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. So we are on the comment section. I have Johnson and Johnson. Thank you so much, Johnson. Johnson is a real estate guru here in Africa, in Nigeria. Johnson, thank you. Good to see you. Okay. This is from Aaron. Are we free to ask questions? Yeah, Aaron, go ahead. I want the questions, please. I want the questions. This has been impactful. Thank you, Richard Idahosa. Thank you so much, Richard. Thank you so much. This is thank God. This is amazing, and I am learning already. I'm considering organizing a fundraising for my event. Sir, what do you think of fundraising programs? Are there experiences you will want to share? This is a question for you, Shane.
Okay, so when you talk about fundraising, it could actually be in two ways. So, are you talking about crowdfunding where people you have a business venture? For instance, that's like the example of farm crowding. I don't know if you know farm crowding. Farm crowding is a business that finances farming operations in Nigeria. Okay, so they started out by doing what we call crowdfunding. What does it mean? So you cannot go to the farm and farm by yourself because you are living in the city. But we can actually help you become a farmer informally. So you start investing. So I get, let's say for instance, I get 10,000 from 200 people. Then I take the money to the guys in the village who are actually farming. I provide them the seed, I provide them the tools, and then when it's time for harvest, you get back your money with some return. That's some form of fundraising. We call it crowdfunding. Then there's another one where you are into something maybe like a social cause. So, what do I advise? It's a good one if you think people can buy into what you're doing. Let's say, for instance, you are solving a social problem. You are trying to help children get back to school in a village that has actually experienced a war or something, and you are raising fund for it. Good. So in your own case, you are considering organizing a fundraising for your event. So what kind of event? That's the question I want to ask. Is it an event that will benefit everyone or just an event that is for you alone? So if it's something that will benefit everyone and there is value on the table, of course, people would want to be a part of it. So let me tell you how this works. For everyone that is coming to contribute to this fundraising, they will be asking themselves, what's the need for me? Organizations believe in what we call corporate social responsibility, but at the same time, they also want to get some mention. Let's say, for instance, I'm organizing an event for entrepreneurs in Lagos, and I'm trying to gather 300,000 entrepreneurs. I need money for venue, for public address, for feeding and what have you. And I say my budget is 1 million. And I now do fundraising. I call on women Nigerians, corporate and individuals to come and contribute to it. What is needed for them is that they are becoming socially responsible because they identify with that cause. They know that when people become entrepreneurs, it will actually help the country, right? And of course, at the venue of the event, I'm putting up their logo, I'm putting up their banner. People can also see the brand and say this brand is doing a good job. They can also have a small table at the event where they can sell some of their other product and services. That's an example of fundraising where you are thinking of yourself. You're also thinking of the benefit of the society. You are thinking of the benefits for the people that are contributing to that fundraising event. I hope I've been able to do justice to that question.
Yeah, fantastic. That's fine. That's fine. Thank God. Thank you so much for that question. This is from Aaron. Sir, you mentioned that there are some angel associations domiciled in some states. Is there a way to reach them? Okay, I think he's talking
Okay.
about the Association of Angel Investors. So, do you have any like social, any their website or so, so that we can display it for their attention?
Okay, there's World Business Angel Investment Forum, which I'm a part of. That's global. There is ABAN, that's an association. Just search ABAN, just type into Google. That's an association for angel investors in Africa. I can't remember what the B stand for, but I know it's an association for angel investors in Africa. There's also Lagos Angels Network, LAN. But just go to Google and say angel investors in Oyo State, angel investors. I'm sure you get a lot of them. There are actually a lot of them waiting for viable ideas, not please. I need money to do this particular thing, and you are not showing them how their money will come back. No, those ones, even angels, yeah, they are angels. They are supposed to be nice, but also they want returns. All right. So as long as you have viable ideas and they see that their money will come back to them, they are willing to invest. There are a lot of them, a lot of them, a lot of them.
Okay, okay, good. So just search for angel investors in Nigeria. I think all of them will pop up, and you have links to their websites and social media handles. Okay, this is from is it JT and Munye? Good day, sir. Thanks for your concern. Okay, about us. Okay, that's fine. Then, still from Aaron, my second question is, when do you think is the right time to start seeking out investors?
Okay, so
That's the
this is how
question.
it works, especially within the startup ecosystem. The general advice is that start something. All right, let's have your MVP. That's your minimum viable product, and usually you will take between 6 months and 12 months to have an MVP. Some do it
Hmm.
earlier. What's an MVP? Something that shows that this product you are trying to sell, this service you are trying to offer, has been experienced by some people and they've been willing to pay for it. They paid for it and we can see it. Okay, so I was talking to some guys yesterday. They wanted some advisory services, and it tells me that we're into this, and this, and we have been able to get to customers who have done so much business with us in the last 6 months. They have an MVP. People are willing to take it. So as soon as you have your MVP and it's sure that if you're able to scale, people will do a lot more. Then you can raise investors. So maybe from 1 year, from 6 months. I mean, I got to know about a guy that raised $1 million funding, and his business is just 6 months old. And then, of course, you see people that have been in business for 3 years and they're just raising their first round of funding. It depends on you when you think you have a product that you can scale. So when you talk about Paystack and Flutterwave, and you talk about the fact that they are raising billions and trillions and they are now unicorns, what they did was that they started. If you look, I mean, I was looking at the trajectory for Paystack. The first year, I don't want to give figures that I can't remember right now. But you found out that
Hmm.
what they did in the first year compared to what they did in the second and third year, they were far apart. But what they have done is that they have been able to prove that this is viable, and so investors are now ready to jump at it. So the answer to the question is the right time to seek for investor is when you are sure that you have a minimum viable product that people are willing to pay for, are paying for already, and then you can scale it. Don't get investors when it's too early because you will not be able to negotiate well. Because when you get an investor when it's too early, instead of you to give them 200% of the business, you might end up giving them 75% because you are not able to value your business well. You know, the thing is,
Hmm.
when you are still very early, you want to give out, you say, let this money just come. But when you are able to stay for some time, you have a lot more value and you can sit better at the negotiation table.
Hmm. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, so that has answered the question. This is from Njoko Okechukwu Valentine. Awesome impartation. Okay, thank you so much, Okechukwu Njoko, for that. Then this is Rachel Idahosa. Please, what is the process to be part of the Tony Elumelu Foundation so as to access accelerator and incubator funding? Thank you. That's the
Okay, so
question,
the
Shay.
process is every year it's an annual thing. So every year there is a call for application. I know there is one running right now. We just finished some. We just I mean I was part of the judges for the last one. We just finished last week. And so after you've done the judging for the pitches, then of course the people that are successful will be announced. Then you have the next one. So I'm sure the one for 2020, I'm not sure of the exact month, but you just be on the lookout for when the next application is going to open. And the process basically is when the application opens, you send in your application, tell us about your business, what you're doing, and what you're going to do with the fund. The fund is $5,000. That's what comes to you. So after that, they will shortlist some people. You go through some process, training, mentoring. Then after then, they will also do another round of shortlisting based on your performance. Of course, you also be required to send in a video to pitch to judges. Then after you are successful at that, you get your $5,000 funding. Of course, you have learned how to run a business before you get the money. That's the idea, so that you don't go and fritter the money away, or you take the money to your village to go and get a second wife.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good. This is from Onyekwere Godwin. Onyekwere, thank you so much for your submission. I am learning a lot from it, and most SMEs need to learn from this also. I am staying glued to the end. Thank you, Governor Onyekwere. Thank you for joining us and for being part of the show today. And then this is from Ruth Osasume ODVB. I love this. It's an eye opener. Thank you, sir. Ruth, thank you so much from wherever you are watching us from. We appreciate you. Thank you. This is thank God again. Is an idea that has a minimum MVP investment ready, even when it is an idea that has high prospect but not gotten any records as income, but needs funds to set up structure and create awareness for the product. What do you have to say about that? Did you get that?
Okay, so I get the idea, and I see a lot of people in this kind of situation. They tell me we have an MVP, we can see it on the table. You have high prospect, but when you say you have high prospect, do you know that that same investor you are pitching to, he has probably an average of 20 other people pitching to him every day.
Mm,
Okay, so we have this event called MSME Dialogue. The one we had in I think November last year. I can't if I can remember. We had this guy, Oyeka Akuma, is the founder of Farm Crowding. He's also the CEO of Plenty Waka now Trips. And he said he pitched to 86 investors before he got his first funding. Nobody knows that. Now you see the guy is all over, he getting all the accolade, but you didn't see him when he was pitching to 86 investors. 86. When I heard that, I was like, wow. So when you say you have MVP, great, but you are saying you have high prospect. I want you to demonstrate it. That's what investors will say. Everybody can say they have high prospect on paper, but let me see that you have been able to get four customers, five customers that are using your product, and you have been able to make 500,000 naira, 1
mm,
million naira. That's what they are looking for. Now, when you tell me that you need fund to set up structure, a team, so the investor will say, why not just have a team of two or three, and then let me see what you're doing. That is more appealing to them. So the idea, what I always tell people is that at that level, instead of employing people that you're going to be paying salary, get people that can be your co-founders. Instead of paying a CTO, that's your chief technology officer, because that's what a lot of tech people have now. Instead of paying him 500,000 every month, call him and say, be a part of this. And then you're a co-founder, you get return on equity. So that means that you are not bothering yourself with salary. That is one cost you have been able to take care of. So the gist is nobody wants to listen. Not so many people will listen to you when you are saying you have high prospect, but you are not putting anything on the table that they can see. What they want to finance is scaling, scale what you are doing, not
mm.
I mean, there are some people that will actually buy into it. They are very few, they are very rare. I know about some guy that started that's Talent QL, and then from the beginning he got a lot of funding. But for that guy, you know what happened to him? He went into an accelerator in Canada. I think it's called Sister. So those guys saw his prospect, they saw what he had done with his previous business, and that's why they're able to invest in his business. But if you don't have record and you're talking about prospect, it might actually be a lot difficult for you to convince the investor. This same investor that has a lot of other people
Mm,
pitching to him every single day.
mm. That's correct. a lot of people, competing for the available funds. So that makes it
Exactly.
highly competitive. Okay, thank you so much. This is from Steve Oji. Okay, how can you start with a borrowed fund and succeed? I'm not confident borrowing to start my business, but if I do, what can I do to succeed?
Hmm. I am also not confident borrowing to start a business. And if you come to me to borrow to start a business, I am not sure I would oblige you except I can see what you have done before. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you're working with an organization that is into a particular line of business, and you are probably the COO or you were a main staff, and I see what you were doing as an employee, and I know you're one of the major drivers. And now you want to set out and start your own business in that line. Based on what you have done, maybe I might want to borrow you. Maybe I might want to give you that loan, maybe, but it is actually very rare because people will say, before I put my money into your business, let me see how you have put your own money into that business and what has happened to your own money. That's why I said start with your own money, start with your savings, then you talk to family and friends, right? Before you start going outside. So, but if it happens that you borrow, how do you borrow and succeed? Be disciplined. That's the major thing. Be disciplined with money. Don't see the money as yours. Separate the business from your person. Don't say because you can now see 5 million naira as credit in your account, it's time for you to go and buy the latest car or go and upgrade yourself. You were living in a room self-contained of 200,000. You're saying, for my profile, let me go and get a flat of 2 million. You would squander the money, and then the person that borrowed you the money will be after you. So when you borrow a business, the only advice I have for you is be disciplined. Don't don't fritter away the money. Learn to delay gratification. All right, until you're able to pay back what you borrowed, then you can now say, okay, this is the money for the business. Then of course pay yourself salary. It's not every money in the account that is your own money. Separate your personal finance from the business finance. I think with that you should be fine.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are reaching you from the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. And if you want to get to know more about us, please go to our website that is showing on your screen right now, www.ugwumbaleaders.org. Ugwumbaleaders.org. On social media, search us out using the username at Ugwumba Leaders. Ugwumba Leaders, that is where you will get us. Then on YouTube, you can reach us using the short link www.bit.ly, that's bit.ly/, Ugwumba channel. And let me inform you that on our YouTube channel, you have a lot of resources that can help you become a successful leader or entrepreneur. Like this is streaming on YouTube, and all the past events and shows that we have had before, all of them are on our YouTube channel. Then the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge from inception, we have all the events on YouTube channel. The pitching competitions, the pitch decks submitted by all the participants are all there. So that will be a serious learning center for you. That is why we are inviting you to please join us or connect with us on YouTube so that you will have these resources at your beck and call so that you can learn from other people and from other past speakers, just like we have Cherie this afternoon. We had some other people in the past that have done amazing discussions with us on the show. So that is why you must connect with us on our social media handles. Thank you so much. Then to connect with our guests, I want you to please let me show you how to connect with our guest, Seye. I don't want him to go until you have connected with him. Um, okay. Okay, so please, if I just wanted to connect with Shane, like I said, so go to his website at, sorry. Okay, go to his website at www.msmeafricaonline.com, msmeafrica.com, msmeafrica.com. Then on social media, on Facebook is facebook.com/, MSME Africa. On Instagram is instagram.com/MSME underscore Africa. On LinkedIn, it is linkedin.com/in/ Seye Olurotomi, one word. Don't mind, I'm going to put this on the comment section so that all of you will be able to grab all of these links and then be able to connect with him for further engagement. This is interesting. We're happy to have Sheye on the show this afternoon. It's a rare privilege, and I'm sure that the content he's releasing, I'm sure you know that these are expensive information that he's releasing to you here this afternoon. So, Sheye, let's continue with it. So many comments, but let's continue with the discussion. Okay, now as the CEO of MSME, so I would like to know how your organization is supporting SMEs in Africa, what you have been doing for them.
Okay, so like I said, we're all about impact, and I started MSME Africa based on my own experience at running the business, and then identifying gaps that I feel MSMEs should actually fill so that they can run successful business. So what do we do? Number one, we empower, we train, and we educate MSMEs, entrepreneurs, and startups in Africa. So we have a news website where you get to see what is happening within the MSME space. The latest opportunity, you will get to see them, how to apply for them, and what you stand to benefit. That's number one. We also celebrate and encourage entrepreneurship excellence across the continent. So the MSMEs, the entrepreneurs that are doing quite well, putting Africa on the on the map and doing great things, we also celebrate them. We have a one stop platform for capacity development. We do training, we do seminar, we do workshops. So in our community, we have a weekly training, we have a monthly training called the Business Growth Series. Then we have the quarterly event called the MSME Dialogue, where we bring in industry players to come and talk about issues that are affecting MSMEs. We've talked about issues like funding, financing, how to scale your business, how to power your business with technology. That's what we also do. Then we also conduct researches and generate industry reports, things that are happening within the industry. How do you get to know them? We do research so that we can generate report for people to embrace. So, in summary, we do capacity development. We have a news platform. We do report. We also provide business support, information, tool, and resources. We consult for organizations who wants to do some hand holding. You are setting up a business, you have an idea, you want somebody to hold your hands and guide you through. You can talk to us. We also have the MSME support community. We have on WhatsApp, we have on Facebook, we have on different platforms. And because of this, we have collaborated with a lot of organizations over the year. We have had trainings with Facebook called the Boost with Facebook training. We've done that for 2 years, 2020 and 2021. We have trained over 300 business owners through that particular platform. We also have a partnership with Credit Bureau Association of Nigeria, where we hold regular capacity building events with them. As of today, we have reached over 250,000 MSMEs through our different platforms. Then, of course, we partner with the likes of in the course of this year, we partner with Care FX to organize a micro pitch contest where selected entrepreneurs got to win some prizes because of their dexterity and what have you. So that's pretty much what we do. We're just all about supporting entrepreneurs, providing information for them, partnering with MSME friendly organizations too to help them execute whatever project they have for MS. Some of them don't even know how to execute those projects. So they have an idea they want to support. We just say, okay, let's execute this for you. Is it a contest you want to organize? Is it a capacity building event you want to organize? We just do all of that for micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, good. I'm happy that we are talking with you at this point that the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, the fourth edition, is on. And like I said, we have in the community we have over 10,000 young women and young entrepreneurs and women who are benefiting from our services. So, how can your organization support them? These 10,000 young and women entrepreneurs.
Okay, so these wonderful people, because I believe entrepreneurs are wonderful people. For anyone who dares to go into business in Nigeria, in Africa, I always want to applaud them. So they are wonderful people. It takes a lot of grit, a lot of resilience to run business in this country. So what do we have for them? We can have like a partnership where the opportunities that we make available to people in our community, we can also make them available to your people. I mean, these are not it will not take anything away from us. So we could have that platform of communication where every single day that we post opportunity in our community, we can also post to your people. Then we also have regular platform where some of these applications are not easy. So for instance, you want to apply for Tony Elumelu Foundation, we could organize an event where somebody who has been a beneficiary comes and then it tells them this is what the judges are looking for. This is how to apply. So that's one other thing we can also share with people in your community. When we have such events coming up, we can also share with them so that they can also be a part of it. When we have also partners that want us to execute programs for them, some of them want us to help them with capacity building for entrepreneurs pan Nigeria, pan Africa. When that comes, we can also share those information with people in your community. The idea is just to ensure that they thrive and grow and they become better at what they are doing so that next year, in the next 5 years, they are also supporting other entrepreneurs that are younger than them to come up and become a better version of themselves.
Very good, very good. I think I'm happy with this. That is going to help a lot. Now, you talked about the business growth cities and MSME dialogue. Now, where can our people access these your programs? The MSME dialogue, the business growth cities. Where can they access them? Are they available
Okay,
on
so
your social media handles or website? Where?
yes, if you go to our Facebook page, you will see recordings, I mean, the past editions on our Facebook page. So MSME Dialogue is a quarterly event. The next one is happening on November 21. Business Groceries, like I said, is a monthly thing. So if you go on our page, you will get to see videos from the past editions.
Okay, okay. So all of those are available on your social media handles and as well as on your website, right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. So okay, yeah. Let me go to the comment section and see what the people are talking about. If there are questions for us, for you to address. Okay. This is oh, so many comments here. Okay. Now this guy Aaron has the third question. Okay, let me see what he has to say. Aaron is saying, the third question, when you said we must have a business structure, do you have a recommendation in creating a business structure? What does that mean?
So when I say business structure, when you have a house, it's a structure, right? There is something on which it's standing. You have your pillars, you have your whatever, such that that is what the building is standing on. So your structure comprises of the human resources, the people that are working with you, and of course the processes and procedures through which you run the organization on a daily basis. So it's not that how we can know that you don't have a structure is when everybody has to come and say, "Oh God, what do we have to do today? Oh God, what's the next thing you expect me to do?" And so they are waiting on you. And so if it happens that you are indisposed, the business will not run. You don't have a structure. Structure is you having some other people who can do what you're doing or probably even do better than you're doing, and then having processes that are well defined such that the organization can run when you are not there. I know it's not easy because costs, you're going to bring in people and you're going to be paying them salary. So I would say grow at your own pace. Know when to employ the first person and know the right person to employ. It's funny when you see entrepreneurs that are still struggling, and the first person they want to employ is a secretary or a PA so that everybody will think you're a big man. When you should employ somebody that should do marketing for you so that you can make more money, you're employing a PA so that people will say, and when people call you, say, okay, I'll tell my PA to call you back. It's funny. So know the right person to employ at the right time, okay? Not because you want just to go on an ego trip, but because you know that that person is going to bring in more fun to the business. Have the right set of people, have processes and procedures that are well spelled out through which your organization is running. That's what we call a structure.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is Steve. My business needs NAFDAC, trademark, SON. How can I start without these guys and come to them later because I don't have what it takes to invite them now?
Well, I don't. I'm not the one that will teach you to to breach the law, because the law says before you want to do anything that has to do with consumables, you need to involve NAFDAC. I know about that. Your trademark and SON. I don't know what stage you are meant to do it. Yeah, I understand, because it's a bit expensive to get these guys all the certifications and whatever. So I would say just do it at your own pace. You might start with NAFDAC, then after some months, you might want to do your SON. Trademark is mainly to protect you so that people don't counterfeit your product. So I think you should just start setting apart some fund every month and say, okay, if NAFDAC is 100,000, every month I want to set apart 10,000 naira from my profit, 20,000 naira from my profit, so that when I have it, I just get it done. Then the next one, I move on to it. But ideally, I think based on the law, you're meant to do those things before you start selling to people. So you need to find out what the law is, and as much as possible, try to comply with them. But when you are constrained, start doing them bit by bit. That's what I would advise.
Okay, I think I have good news for someone like Steve, who is on the show this afternoon. Our partner, Abuja Enterprise Agency, has promised to um, for the top 10 finalists who will make it to Abuja for the grand finale of the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge. The Abuja Enterprise Agency has promised to register their businesses with corporate affairs for free, then prepare
Awesome.
them, register them, and get their certification from NAFDAC, SON, and
Wow.
all of these. Yes,
So
the top
Steve,
10
make sure you get
finalists
that.
the top 10 finalists that will get to Abuja for the finals. They are going to get all of these from. Then, if you have exportable products, they will also help you to begin to export outside the shores of the country. So, these are amazing added benefits to, apart from the
That's some
prizes that
cherry
we're going
news.
to give. Yes, yes. And again, let me also announce that 1 million naira each for the three best ideas that will win the enterprise challenge. 1 million naira for the three different companies that have the best business ideas. That's what they are going to take away from the challenge this year. And and then more opportunities are coming from our partners, those in the UK, those in the US. They are also bringing investors that will come to invest money in the top business ideas that are going to emerge at the end of the competition. So these are opportunity for you if you are listening to us and you have not yet applied for the 2021 Women Enterprise Challenge. Please quickly do that. I will display the link on the screen so that you will be able, if you don't know the link already, you'll be able to apply to join the competition. It's going to be a grand one, something you never seen before. That is what we promised this year. My boss has promised that it's going to be bigger and better than what we had in the previous three editions. Very good. Thank you. So that's really interesting. So this is from NS. Please, can you still tell us how we can access finance through an institution that takes 2%?
That is not in Nigeria, which is about 3%. So I'm talking about other clients like China. I know in I think in the US also they have such friendly rates. So I've not seen anyone that does this in Nigeria yet. The best I've seen is I think is 9% from some DFIs and so from Bank of Industry. That's the best I've seen in Nigeria, about 9% thereabout. But when I talk about 2%, 3%, I'm talking of outside Nigeria.
Okay, Shay, you've never talked about you never talked about the access to financial opportunities that are available with the DFIs like Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, even
Yes,
the
I left
CBN
out
start.
that.
So can you tell our audience more about these DFIs that are operating in the country?
Okay, so the DFIs are the development financial institutions, and what they are actually after is to ensure there is development in some particular spaces, like their name suggests. So, for the Bank of Industry, like the name suggests, they finance production, they finance organizations that are mainly into production, even though they also do for some other set of entrepreneurs, but their main focus is manufacturing sector. So if you're into manufacturing, if you're into agriculture, you can talk to the Bank of Industry, and their interest rates are actually very friendly. And then a lot of times they also finance equipment for you. They finance a lot of other things apart from just providing the raw cash for you to run your business. So they are set up by government to ensure that some particular sector of interest are well catered to. And another DFI we have in Nigeria is the Development Bank of Nigeria that was set up in, I think, 2015 or 2014. And then a large chunk of the money that set up that bank came from the African Development Bank. And what DBN does, that Development Bank of Nigeria, is also to support entrepreneurs, particularly MSMEs. You have great ideas, you have some traction, they want to support you, and they also support entrepreneurs through the regular commercial banks. So you get to hear that the Development Bank of Nigeria has given a particular facility to Zenith Bank, to GT Bank, to this particular bank, so that they can support the SMEs under their portfolio. So you might actually want to look out for these DFIs because their terms are more lenient than the regular commercial bank, and also because that is what mainly they are set up to do. So they have a lot more concern for small business owners, unlike the commercial banks who don't have, you understand, when you compare commercial banks with DFIs, DFIs are actually set up to ensure that you thrive, and that's like their KPI. So Bank of Industry, Development Bank of Nigeria, Bank of Agriculture, and I think there are also a couple of other sector focused DFIs. So you need to look out for them. And we're in a world where we have a lot of information on our fingertips. Just type into Google the development banks in Nigeria. You get to know their names, you get to see their website, you get to find an email address or a phone number you can call, so you can know how to access finances from them. I also know there are organizations, we are not doing that yet, that help you in accessing finance from Bank of Industry, from all these other DFIs. You can just search for them, pay them some consultancy fee, and then they help you prepare to access facilities from these banks.
Okay, good, good, good. I think for the CBN NISA program, they have what they call Enterprise Development Institutes that you
Yeah,
must
nice.
go to, yes, to get certified before you can begin the application. Then for Bank of Industry, they have what we call Business Development Support agents, people that are certified as BSDP or
BDSPs,
something. Yes,
BDS,
yes.
Business
So
Development Service Providers.
good,
And
good,
then for
good.
those in
So
farming, in agriculture, you have the Anchor Borrowers Program, still under the CBN.
very good, very good. So you can approach them, to assess any kind of support that you want. The area where we just assume that is not going to work, or the government officials, they have already appointed their brothers and sisters, that era is fast eroding. A lot of things are happening the way they should happen now. So don't just go sit down and say it's not going to work. After all, when we started the Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, some people saw it as, are you sure this is not a scam?
It's
But at
calm,
the end of
yeah.
the day, yeah, at the end of the day, they went home with our 1 million naira. Like the last edition that we had, the lady that won the star prize of 1 million, she said when she first saw it through one in one WhatsApp group, she was surprised. Say, are you sure these people are not fake? So but at the end of the day, she went home with a star prize of 1 million, and she's very grateful for
Wow.
that. So a lot of things are happening. They are not everything is fake these days. Nigerians are growing and a lot
Exactly.
of things are changing. The narratives are changing. So please believe your leaders and believe the people so that you can get support. Just like what Cherie has been teaching us here, these are things that are happening live. Investors from around the world are coming to invest in startups in Nigeria. That's to show that we are coming up. So get started and people will come to look for you. Okay, fantastic. So, like I said, on the screen is there. If you want to apply for the 2021 Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, just go to this short link, www.bit.ly/UEC 2021 apply. There you will apply. And then, like we said before, we are not looking for expert businessmen or women. We are looking for starters, people that are just starting, even those that have their ideas still in their heads. These are the people we are looking for. Whether you're a student, we have so many students who applied in the past and won. There are so many of them. So whether you're in your rural area, wherever you are, we are in Abuja, but it doesn't matter anywhere you are. The training will go online until we select the top finalists who will come to Abuja. So it doesn't matter where you are. Go ahead and apply. And the good thing, like I said before, even if you don't know anything we're talking about, even if you don't have any idea, still apply. By the time you go through the boot camp, when people like Cherie takes you on 1 hour training on a particular subject matter, I'm sure you're going to leave satisfied and full of information. So apply. The bootcamp enough is a lot of empowerment for everyone that participates actively. So these are opportunities we are bringing to empower young people. Go ahead and apply. Don't say I don't have any idea or I don't know what. Go ahead. So long as you have put up your email or whatever on that link, we're going to invite you into the boot camp, and that is where your journey begins. So don't be shy that you don't know anything to talk about. Thank you so much. Okay, good. So the comment said, oh, it's already 1 hour. So Shay, I'm sorry, we're going to take you beyond 1 hour. This is from Uche Chuku Bridget. Sorry, I am getting serious value here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bridget, you are saying, okay. Oh, good. This is, please, their page on Facebook and name too. I don't know who you are referring to, but if you're talking about the Association of Angel Investors, please Google that and you will find the information you need. Anything that he has said, you can search them out and continue running with that information. We have an idea of opening a driving school, which we have found out there's a serious need, and we will also create a job only for some people in the country. Okay, so what is your question? Okay, good. So bring that idea for the enterprise challenge and see if you're going to go home with a 1 million naira. Stephen, just start. I am with you and in line with you. Okay, good. Thank you, Steve. Who is this again? Steve. Is this Steve again? Okay. They are there to improve your business and make sure your products are safe, not to stop you. So once more, just start. Very good. Start, please, Steve. Start. Okay. Then, okay, that's Njoko. Okay, good. Talking to Steve. Okay, Chuku, thank you so much. Okay, Chuku is saying, Steve, start with your MVP. To me, even if not branded, just start. That's my candid advice, which I am doing. Njoko
That's it.
has,
Just start.
yes,
Just start.
yes. This guy, okay, let me say that now. Njoko Okechukwu has a fantastic product, hair product that is really changing a lot of things. Bad hair guys their hair are growing up again. I think it's something that we need to talk about. Okay, Chuku, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Okay, then this is from Haruna. I think one of the biggest challenges of SMEs and related classes of business today in Nigeria is not first understanding the dichotomy of driving value creation and profitability or profit market. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Haruna. Thank you. This is glad to be here, Jocelyn. John, thank you so much. I'm sure you have learned a lot from this. Okay, okay, okay. I think okay. Let's continue the discussion so that we can let Cherie go and continue. He's so busy. It's a privilege that we have him here on the show this afternoon. Cherie, sorry. Oh, so many questions are coming again. I don't know what to do. What do we do? Okay, okay. Let me. Okay, okay. So, Cherie, what is your advice to the government? Because all of this government has a lot to do in all of this. What's your advice to the government in terms of SME development in Nigeria?
Okay, so when I get asked this question, I first want to pause because a lot of time people say, "What's the advice to the government?" And I'm asking myself, am I just giving the advice so that it will be recorded, or am I really expecting that it will be embraced? But we should learn to be positive. So my advice is this: the average Nigerian is quite enterprising. The average entrepreneur in Nigeria is resilient, and they are facing a lot already. They have a lot to grapple with: electricity, transportation. So I would just advise government to provide an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. That's what we are asking for. Ensure that the policy environment is favorable. Don't give me a particular policy today, then next year you just change everything. We know about the ride hailing sector in Lagos, for instance, they at that one moment the governor was taking pictures with them, then the following week you ban the operation of those guys in the country. And that's just not the only sector. There are a lot of sectors that one single policy from government has killed businesses around here. So I will advise government to be very, very to think through every policy they want to churn out and see how it's going to benefit the average entrepreneur. So don't bring out a policy that says I must pay 1 million naira or 250K to operate a delivery company in Nigeria. It's a that is being unkind to entrepreneurs. So I will advise government to actually have a human face when it comes to policy that they are churning out for entrepreneurs in Nigeria. I will also advise them that the basic that we need, electricity, good road, and then all the other infrastructure, as much as it lies within their power, they should provide it for us. And also say that let there be clarity with regards to what we expect from it when it comes to meeting up with regulators policies. I want to know how much I'm supposed to pay to register for NAFDAC. And I want to, if you say 15,000 on your website, let it be 15,000. I don't want to get involved in touts and third parties because I'm not going to be able to do it by myself or do it through the way you advertise on your website. Okay, so everything I want to be sure of how much you expect me to pay. I mean, what kind of tax I'm expected to pay. I don't want a local government official or sometime to show up in front of my business place tomorrow and say there's this particular thing you're also meant to pay. Let everything be well spelled out so that I know what I'm up against, not you coming up with surprises all of the time. So these are things we are asking for from government. Be friendly to the entrepreneurs, knowing that they are going through a lot already. Let your policies be favorable, and then don't keep changing policies every single day or every single year. All right. And also know that these guys are also stakeholders. Before you do anything within a particular sector, call people that are major players. So if you want to talk about business in Nigeria today, in Africa today, you are not just thinking of the likes of Dangote. Start thinking of these tech guys that are bringing in billions of dollars in investment. You talk of Flutter, we talk of Paystack, we talk of Kuda. These are organizations, these are young guys that when you look at their valuation is even more than most of the banks, and you are not involving them in policy. It is funny. So get everyone involved, knowing that the landscape is changing and you need their input before we come up with the next policy. That's what we're asking for from the government.
Hmm. That's very interesting. Let the government create an enabling environment that will support the growth of enterprises in Nigeria. That's fantastic. Okay, Cherie, let me take this comment from Bibi Kalakala. Bibi Kalakala was just appointed the National Coordinator for Ugwumba Women Academy just yesterday. Good afternoon, my ED, Mr. Seye, and everyone. I just want to say that there is so much value for more wins in today's talk show. Thank you so much, Mr. Seye, and I look forward to seeing you at the boot camp, sir. Oh, she has invited you to the boot
I also
camp.
look forward. I'm waiting for your invitation. I will be there.
Thank you. As the national coordinator for Ugwumba Women Academy, Bibi has already invited you to the boot camp. So, Seye,
Okay,
you
great.
can't,
Let
you
me
can't
go
say
pack my
no.
bag.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh, this is already 1 hour, 17 minutes we've been talking. So, finally, Shea, let me know what is your advice to these young people, who are battling with funding issues. What is your advice, finally?
Okay, for young people battling with funding issues, I would want to tell you first, you are in a good place. The fact that you are even having a business, you have a business idea, you are in a good place. That's the first place to start. Okay. So funding issues had always been there, is there right now, and will always be there. So what is important is what you are able to come up with. It is not. It's never about the problem. It's about how you're able to work around the problem. So I will advise them to be on the lookout for information. The guys that are getting funding, they don't have to eat. Every single day, you will get to know that this person has gotten $1 million funding. This one has gotten $10 million funding. This one, people keep getting funding. So you need to ask yourself, what do they know that I don't know? What association do they belong to that I don't belong to? What platform do they access that I don't access? So when you answer all of these questions genuinely and sincerely, you will also get funding. That's the truth. But You don't get funding by just wishing for it or by sitting down. You need to access some information. You need to access some knowledge. You need to move in some circles. You need to get to know some people, right? You need to work with a coach if you need to. All right. And you need to stop being skeptical. That's the last thing I'm going to say. A lot of people, when they say that, for instance, the Ugumba Enterprise Challenge, some people say, it's a scam. Because everybody is just skeptical. And a lot of these opportunities will be life changing. So don't be skeptical. When you get to know about opportunities, embrace them. Participate. Even if you don't win, you know what has happened to you. You have learned what the organizers are not looking for. All right. So you know that what I've put in is not good enough. So next time I'm going to improve. If you don't apply for it, how will you have known that you need to improve on what you have? So embrace all those opportunities, learn, keep learning, get to know people that can actually, a lot of things will happen based on relationship, not because you have the best proposer. So build great and quality relationships. Listen to programs like this where you get information. I think with all of that, you should be fine. I think my host is off. I'm sure he's going to come back soon. Looks like my host is off. You never can tell what is happening with the internet.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a pity that the network struck when we were almost done with the show. I don't know why that had to happen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank God you're back. You
So
survived
sorry.
the
I don't
network
know
conflict.
why network is so bad in Nigeria. We're talking about enabling environment, and within the past 1 month, it's been terrible here. I don't know why it is happening. Last time we had Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp were shut down, and immediately after that, we started experiencing network issues. That's really terrible. So sorry for that break in transmission. And I think at this juncture, I want to say thank you so much, Shay, for obliging us, this opportunity, despite your tight schedules. It's been really interesting and highly educative. And I'm sure that the takeaways are going to change, the ways our people are doing their businesses and the ways they are going about looking for support. I'm sure that we are going to bring you back, especially during the boot camp, so that you can reach out to all of those participating in the enterprise challenge. And then for other things that we have agreed to do in the future, they are going to benefit from you. We really appreciate you. It's really a blessing having you on the show. On behalf of my president, Ugwumba Uchemosu, and the team here, I want to say thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're going to get back to you for more things that we can do in the future. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank
Do you
you
have anything
very
to say?
much for having me on the show. I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. I mean, I consider it a privilege and an opportunity to share the little that I know with everyone that is listening. I am so grateful for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the boot camp already. All right, so, and the many, many things we're going to do together.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Bye bye.